He had two stellar receivers. Mark Duper and Clayton were awesome.
But what about Elway, too?
And listen, Matt Stafford, as much as I love Matt Stafford, he's not Dan Marino, man. Dan Marino, dude, he could throw a ball, sitting on a bowling ball and pin it freaking 30, you know.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Yeah. But I think this year is make or break. If you're a Stafford hater or a Stafford lover, by the end of the year, someone's coming out on top. Hopefully he's talented enough to be able to make something out of nothing and lead us to the playoffs.
Let me build on Freddie's point, though. He's absolutely the Denver. You look at the two Super Bowls that Denver won back to back. The offensive line, when they were introduced on Monday Night Football, I don't know if you guys remember this or not. They weren't introduced as individuals. They were always individuals. Like the offensive line in Denver for those years were always individuals.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they didn't have names. They didn't have names or nothing to it. So I agree with Freddie. The only complaint I have about Matthew Stafford, the only complaint I have that gets kind of overlooked a little bit, is the guy's a tough son of a bitch, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. And he doesn't. That's not widely known. I mean, the guy took a separate shoulder, won the game, and for Lions fans, I think sometimes are. I might as well say it. Screw it. I'll say this. Yeah. They envision this thing, and it's the same thing with the goalie situation. They think they have to have a quarterback that throws for 5,000 yards, and which he has done,
3 times.
And they have this. I don't know what the expectations are of a quarterback, but to me, if a guy who wins, gets to the Super Bowl, that's all that matters. It doesn't. I mean, who doesn't want to Trent the Super Bowl? Trent effing Dilfer. Yep. Come on. I mean, you know what I mean?
But you brought up the Denver Broncos. I know you got a point. Real quick. John Elway got blown out in 3 Super Bowls. He took his pants down and took it in the ass 3 times. He won 2 Super Bowls. Wait, he won 2 Super Bowls. He won 2 Super Bowls. Why? Because of the offensive line that he just talked about and Terrell Davis.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why they won 2 Super Bowls. And Matt Stafford has neither. Get it right, fans. Wake up. Because you're going to force this guy out of town. He's going to be like Jim Plunkett. I've been saying it for 2 years. He's going to go somewhere else and win 2 Super Bowls. And you guys are all going to cry like little bitches.
Because I don't want to be stuck with Steve Brogan. Sorry, I don't want to be stuck with the ghost of Steve Brogan. Because that's what happened. That's who replaced Jim Plunkett in New England was Steve Brogan.
Exactly.
So,
and then what? 10 years later, we can get a future Tom Brady.
No.
Get ready, fans. 15 years.
You want Tony Easton?
Yeah, the 15-year
Tony Easton. You want pants blown out.
Yeah, you want Tony Easton? No, thank you. Sorry.
Forget about it.
All right, go ahead. Jim, what are we going to say?
Sorry, Jim.
No, it's okay. I agree with Freddie. It's the line. I mean, Kyle, there's so many great receivers in the league. I mean, you draft them. We draft them all the time, number 1. They're just great athletes, and with enough time, they get open. And you see, even when you have Megatron, he still can't get open when Stafford's on his back.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how fast he is, or if he can split 2 defenders, if the guy can't set up and throw to him. So, is he Dan Marino? No. Is he ever going to be Dan Marino? No. But you really don't need him to be. You do need him to be good. Like I don't really like the whole. Well, if he's doesn't hurt us, we can win. I don't think we have that kind of team, and we are a long way from having that kind of team. And I don't really feel like waiting that long. I'm pretty darn getting old and getting hair silver now, and still just keep watching them lose every year. So we do need him to perform, and well, yeah, we need an offensive line. We need to have time, and I think he's able to do it.
What did Dan Marino do? I mean, he went to a Super Bowl right from the get-go. But let's not forget who was their coach. And who was their coach?
Shula.
Don Shula,
Yeah, they had a little bit.
But to be fair though, Dan Marino wanted to throw the ball 60 times a game and then wanted to develop a running back. Miami even had a semblance. Name 5 running backs from Miami from that period of time.
John Elway.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah, I can't remember one running back from that period of time. Not one. If you played technical Super Bowl, and you have Dan Marino, you could throw it all day. But the Miami 8-8. That's why they didn't. John Elway got smart.
Now I want to play Nintendo. Thanks.
No, but.
I've got that.
Oh, nice.
Nice haircut.
Do you remember when Michael Jordan couldn't win it? What did they do? They brought in Scottie Pippen, right? And his Batman. I mean, think about it. Without Scottie Pippen, would Michael Jordan won 6 championships?
I can't stand the Bulls.
I understand. Just like
Sometimes a good point can be made with more information.
In terms of offensive line, the Lions did have the offensive lineman from Seattle in, and I'm drawing a blank.
Russell Okung.
Yeah.
I got to tell you a funny story about Russell Okung. Yesterday when I was at the funeral, my buddy Joe was there. Iconello, his son-in-law. His son-in-law plays center for the Seattle Seahawks. And we were talking about Russell Okung yesterday. He goes, if the Lions sign that guy, they're idiots because he's injury prone. every year. The facts are there.
Yeah.
He's injury prone every year. He follows the Seattle Seahawks religiously. So,
Well, and plus, Oku's what, 33, 34?
I think it's early 30s. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you want to bring him in for veteran leadership. I mean, he's been a winner. You know, I mean, he's won a Super Bowl, and he's lost a Super Bowl. But if we're talking offensive line, start young, dude. Draft him.
Taylor number 1? Oh wait,
Lions. There you go. Right. No, I don't want to take another offensive lineman in the first round.
But here's the thing.
Chad Conklin would be good for him.
At 16, you think?
The
I
Lions
go
need
defense.
Defense. Well, the thing is, the Lions need to build an interior line. It is a fact. Look at the way Cleveland's wasting away Joe Thomas. Okay, Cleveland is wasting away Joe Thomas because that team, Cleveland can never will get together. But I think that the Lions, early on in the Trust League, they look at free agency around. They still have some money to play with. They win internally. Sandan, Orlowski, I guess. I don't know what that's all about. Whatever. I mean, the money issue. Whitehead, I like to re-sign Whitehead. He's 25 years old, and that's a good guy to have in the middle linebacker. He almost went to Tampa Bay. He visited Tampa Bay. How serious that was is beyond me. But
He's a depth.
yeah, and I do like the depth guy for Tavon Wilson as well. I thought that was a good signing. For the Lions, though, I think drafting the offensive line really. Here's the thing, guys, and this is what Freddie was talking about, and I completely agree with Freddie. In terms of offensive line standpoint, offensive line production, since Dominic Raiola retired, they're kind of weak at center. I mean, Travis Swanson, I'm not sure what you're going to get from Travis Swanson. The offensive line needs to be kind of retooled a little bit, and right now they're signing for depth, which is something that the line, there's a lot of moves going on here that are kind of new. You don't know what Bobby Quinn is out of bounds Detroit likes to call him. Bobby Quinn's going to do, but overall, right now, the Lions really should focus on is the offensive line, secondary, and really about it. I mean, running back, I think they're set. I mean, what do you guys think about their offense from a running back point of view? Do they need any more depth at all?
You bring up the interior line. They're young interior line. Travis Swanson, Warford, and Lincoln Thomas. That's good.
Yeah.
Now you get a left tackle. That should be their number one focus because then you put Reef at the right tackle, and I've been saying it for years. You put Reef at the right tackle, you might make him a Pro Bowler. At left tackle, he's average at best.
Can I say squadouche?
He's squadouche. So you get a left tackle, you fix two problems, and the interior line he brought up, they might start gelling together. And I think Swanson actually is better at guard than he is a center, but they may figure that out. But it's got to, your first round pick has to be a middle linebacker, or it's got to be a left tackle. It has to be.
Completely agree, Fredo. To me, our linebacking core is garbage.
It sucks.
I mean, Tahir Whitehead, he took over after Levy got the Zika virus, or whatever the hell's going on with him.
Well, Tahir was good when Sue was here. He had a bad year last year.
But who couldn't be good when Sue was here?
I'm just
you know what I mean?
saying.
I mean, I could strap up Jim right now. And he could have played middle linebacker behind Sue.
Would he wear his catching mask?
Or
a
my
helmet?
shin guards.
Shin guards for sure. But I know, I that's why I like your Raglan pick. If I could make a bumper sticker, I'd say I'm on the rag for Reggie Raglan.
It's so huge.
It would be good. Yeah. Because
I'm on the Raglan pick.
I want.
You heard that here, the squadouche right here.
I want defense all the time because we've discussed this before. The Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl because of their defense. It wasn't because of Peyton Manning or Demaryius Thomas or their running game or even their own line. It was strictly because of defense. So, to me, defense, and you can get a sweet offensive lineman in the 4th, 5th round. Hopefully, that's what Dan Quinn will bring to the table.
Bobby Quinn.
Where's Dan Quinn? Why did I say Dan Quinn? Maybe I'm thinking Dan.
Dan Quinn is the quarterback taken years ago in the draft. I think he's the offensive coordinator. We got a call.
Yeah,
we got a
Someone
wants a pizza. Yeah, 313-888-3538.
Who wants pizza?
We still have Frank Caliendo tickets to give away.
That's Dan Quinn right there on the phone.
We have Frank Caliendo tickets to give away too as well. So if you text in on the hotline, if you will, or if you're calling as you are right now for a chance to win a pair of Frank Caliendo tickets, feel free. Aaron Johnson, by the way, if you want to follow him, Aaron Johnson does some really good stuff with the Pistons. Really good pals of the Pistons, by the way. But his Twitter handle, by the way, is Aaron. His brother Brandon, by the way, we've had him on a couple times as a guest. So good crew over there as well from Roman McDonald. He's part of the broadcasting crew with Jeremy Otto over there. So shout out to those guys who are listening this morning as well. So thanks so much for listening, by the way. Let's go into what's going on. Big Saturday. Andy was talking about this. Michigan and Purdue, and that game yesterday with the three-pointer, I watched that replay like probably 100 times. Michigan pulling off the upset over Indiana. That should solidify them in the bracket. Andy, what do you got?
How sweet was that shot? Because I haven't seen none of the highlights or
That
nothing.
guy hasn't done anything all year.
He shot, 7 3-pointers all year long, and it was a just rainbow.
And he is a southpaw, correct?
Southpaw, yeah.
Nice. Well, dude, it's setting up to be a fantastic Sunday. I mean, think about it.
Exactly.
Michigan, well, no, I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm
so,
talking about
yeah.
Because if Michigan beats Purdue today, State's obviously going to roll against Maryland.
State's been looking unstoppable.
Bro, they're looking just well oiled. To
Yeah,
put it
and
mildly.
Valentine should get some consideration for National Player of the Year.
Of course. But if both team wins today,
Probably
tomorrow,
for
dude,
the
we
fall.
got a Michigan State final in the Big Ten tournament. I mean, how stellar would that be?
When would that be? Tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and all the
yeah,
lines over
tomorrow.
with.
Yeah.
What do you got, Jim?
Well, that's always Michigan State's always fantastic in any sport. But you guys always call me homers. If that happens, the homer in me would say Michigan's just going to run it. But I mean, if that happens, then obviously Michigan makes the tournament. I think they make it now.
I think they do too, yeah.
I hear people saying that they don't make it now. I don't. I they just knocked off Indiana. I gotta believe they're in there. Hopefully they're not one of those pretend games to play in. But that's
The first four or
yeah, that's
whatever.
like kissing your sister. That's not even making the tournament.
I can't see a team winning 3 games.
Breaking news, guys, by the way. Mark Sanchez just got traded to the Broncos from the
Yeah.
Eagles.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like an ass.
No, it's okay. It's
And then-
breaking news on the pizzacave.
Yeah.
There we go.
But I can't see Michigan. I can't see a team winning 3 games in a row. It's hard to win. It's hard to win 3 games in a row. And I think Michigan comes out on fire, and then dude, their legs just turn into butter second half.
See that
That's probably a good point, right? I can see
Yeah.
that happening too.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, Beeline's a good coach. You know, we were talking with Armani on Thursday.
Yeah.
To me, and this is easy to say, if they hit their threes, forget about it. Michigan's going to win. If they're cold from the outside, it's going to be rough.
Oh.
Can't take that.
Okay, I thought it was the pizzacave. Their phone ringing.
Sideline girlfriend, too early. You got to get up an early morning booty call. I don't know about that.
And anyway,
It's not usually the prettiest ones.
No, yeah.
Squadouche is on fire.
Squadouche is on fire.
That's your new nickname, bro. Squadouche.
But
But you don't. You bring a lot. You don't bring nothing. Just so you know. It's the
Yeah.
reverse Squadouche.
Yes, I got to turn this bad boy off.
They're calling the wrong number. It's 313-888-3538.
yeah, call in if you want to chime in on anything we've talked about. Going from last night, the Pistons going to Charlotte, needing a big win. They flopped mightily.
They pulled their pants down.
They pulled it. That's the third time we've rushed in the pants down
How about Kemba Walker? The Pistons took Brendan Knight over Kemba Walker, National Player of the Year.
Yep. He was awesome.
Yeah, they messed up on that. Kemba Walker's a hell of a player.
I think he's having a career year now. This is okay.
Last year was good too.
Kemba Walker's having a career year now, and I think that he is one of those guys that last night, Pistons again getting some disappointing guard play last night. I don't know if you guys caught the game last night. I watched the second half and before I passed out the night, but it was rough to watch. The Pistons needed to win. They're in a tough road stretch right now, especially they come home for 7. But this road, they need to have. They had a big win against Dallas. It's a Jekyll and Hyde team, and Sam Johnson's coming back, and they're getting back from injuries. But Freddie, this team has to frustrate you to no end a little bit.
Well, did you see how pissed off Cameron McGundy was yesterday? Every time Reggie Jackson touched the ball, his arms were, what the hell are you doing, Reggie? Reggie Jackson, man, he's just hit or miss, that guy, man. It's like if you watch his body language, he's like in the game or he's not in the game, and he's dribbling all day long. Yesterday he took a 3-pointer with 20 seconds left on the shot. We're down big, and Stan Van Gundy just turned his head. Man, what are you doing, man?
Is he the highest paid Piston right now, too, on our team?
Yeah,
That's
probably.
what a waste of money.
They're like Roger said, they're a Jekyll and Hyde team, man. They made a run yesterday in the third quarter. They outscored them 29-12. Then they did what they did, man.
Do you think they can make the playoffs, though, Freddie?
They should make the playoffs because the Boston Celtics last year squeaked in with a 42-40 record. Look at the Celtics this year. They're third place in the Eastern Conference. They need to make the playoffs. Whatever they do, they got to make the